Hi, today is May 18th and it's Friday, so I'm in casual clothes. I'm actually sitting where I do my yoga in the morning. And I decided to video blog today because I had something on my mind and I'm not a great writer. And I don't know if many of you have blogged before or vlogged before, but I thought I would give it a try. So last night I was watching a 60 Minutes, and it inspired a series of thoughts around health and healthcare. If some of you know me, I started a company called Healthiest, dedicated to helping people live a healthy life. And we're a startup, so we've tried a few things. And right now we're developing a Chrome extension, and we can get back to that. But it reminded me, this 60 Minutes episode, of why it's really important to do the work we're doing and how strongly I feel about it. So the 60 Minutes episode, which I'd encourage you to watch, is about Boston Scientific and about a surgery or actually a piece of mesh that's inserted surgically to help women with any kind of problems with their urethra, incontinence issues, and the whole story is about this mesh. It's like a piece of plastic, I want to say, but it's actually polypropylene that they insert underneath the urethra to kind of hold it up so there's no incontinence. And it's really common after childbirth for women to either lose the muscles or the strength in the muscles. And I'm not a doctor, but you could research some of that, or I can put some links into what it is. But this piece of mesh is supposed to be supportive like a sling. And what they found was that the actual polypropylene itself, the material, was very unsafe. It was causing all kinds of damage. I think there's 1 million people that are suing the company because of damages. And then in addition to this piece not really being effective, what happened was that there was a ruling that basically said you can no longer use that type of material. But because this was in such high demand, they actually found a Chinese company that would replicate this piece of mesh, even though the original company that made the mesh refused to do it. And it was alarming to me because, here you have even sort of a company that's trying to be ethical, that's supplying the medical device company that's very big and very well known, and then there's other suppliers out there that are willing to take risks in people's health just to keep this product on the market. And so the reason that I felt like I wanted to talk about it today was because actually I had that surgery. I have 3 children, and I had the surgery that so that I could not have incontinence issues after having 3 childbirths. And it was a really embarrassing and sort of horrific moment for me to both admit that I needed it, but also then be watching this show and sort of realize that I could have had those problems. I could have had those side effects, harmful issues, maybe even preventing further childbirth for some women. And I guess the reason that I wanted to talk about it also is because I've been challenged lately in pitching my company in why we are doing this. What's the bigger picture? Where are you trying to get to? And it's because of these stories, because we can't guarantee that those checks and balances that we have come to rely on over the years, whether it's the EPA or the FDA or regulators, that there needs to be even more work done to make the system helpful. So millions and millions and millions of women have inserted this piece of mesh that has caused damage, and at some point the company knew, and therefore other regulation or bodies of regulation knew, and it's still on the market today. And so I guess I just wanted to, express that there's work to be done. There's work to be done in figuring out maybe how to solve this problem without using a piece of mesh. But if they're going to use some kind of, external support, then what is the safest way to do that? Because at the end of the day, it's a solvable problem in some ways, but it's an embarrassing problem that a lot of people don't want to talk about, incontinence. And then there are issues that people do want to talk about, whether it's eczema or psoriasis or rashes or even cancer, that there's a lot of different ways to treat these issues and these conditions. And there's work to be done about what is healthy and safe about these treatments. So I encourage you to, ask more questions. And I guess I appreciate you listening. And I hope you'll follow what we do at Healthiest and continue to try to bring transparency to healthcare. Thank you.